out on the floor. The east and the west, their battles won't matter. Only the music can settle the score. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die all alone, then journey to bone. So run till you die. Yeah, bones reflecting my eyes, and when they eat my flesh, but I got the power to win all the hours to run my life away. The sound of the crowd, the creak of the bones, I play it so loud with my mates or alone. It don't really matter if my world should shatter. I hold it together in iron and stone. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die all alone, then you're in the bone. So run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die alone, then you're in the bone. So run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die alone, and you're back to bone. So run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you die. You die alone, and you're in the bone. So run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you die. Run till you die.
Oh, hi, audience. What's up? It's Greg Sestero here to introduce you to the True Blue RiffCast, where they talk about amazing movies, bad movies, and everything in between. So you're listening to the True Blue RiffCast. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Greg. This is the True Blue RiffCast, the #1 RiffTrax podcast in the world. Season 6 premiere? What? I am Jeremy, and I am joined, of course, by...
What's up? It's me, Dave. Season 6. We've been doing this for 5 years.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
Seems
Crazy. Doesn't even seem
Yep.
realistic to me.
Yeah. Seems like we just start. Well, actually, it doesn't seem like we just started. I don't know what I'm saying. But it's been many, many episodes. Season 6. Like, this is going to be, I'm going to say it, the last season of the True Blue RiffCast. And then we're just going to call ourselves something else after. I don't know. I'm just making this up. But, I don't know. How are you, Jeremy?
Well,
Are you traumatized?
I'm slightly traumatized. My this was how good my day was, guys.
Garbage day!
I had a garbage day today. It was a very bad day at work today. Nothing was going right at all. I had movies not starting when they're supposed to be starting, and hit and runs in the parking lot, and all kinds of fun stuff. Everybody was okay, and I did find the person who owned the vehicle that got hit. So,
Wow.
yeah.
At least you're not in a winter storm warning.
No, not yet. We've only gotten about 3 inches today, I think, was at the last check. We're supposed to be in that winter storm warning on Friday. We're supposed to be getting 6 to 12 inches Friday evening, so I'm looking forward to driving to work first thing Saturday morning.
It was really bad here the other day. It was like, I think we got like 12 inches. It was pretty bad. It was bad.
Yep, that's what's on its way here.
I put I put pictures of it in the Discord. I don't know if you guys saw it, but
I did see it. 9 inches near Iowa City. Yeah.
ooh,
It seems
fancy.
good thing you can do that, Oliver. Oliver said he worked from home.
So
lucky guy.
so fancy. Your city's named after a state. Ooh.
Woo. Oh man. Well, as I said, this is our 6th season, and we are kicking things off with a bang because RiffTrax kicked things off with a bang this year.
Yeah, they did. Hey, Citizen Yarn.
With the Toho animated 1970s version of The Little Mermaid, which we'll be talking about in a little bit.
It had very, very strong anime vibes. I have some things to say about this movie.
Me too.
Wow. Like, okay, like I think that like if this movie had come out 10 days ago, it would be like in the same category as Attack of the Super Monsters, where it's just like blowing us away at the very end of the year. Yeah.
We'll get into that in a minute. We've got a couple things to do first. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at the weekend box office. Wonka retains the number 1 spot. The really, really dumb horror movie Night Swim is in 2nd place. Aquaman drops down to 3rd, Migration down to 4th, and Anyone But You hangs in there at 5th place. Yeah, Night Swim is bad, guys. Like,
what is
I
it?
didn't expect it to be good.
It.
It's a new horror movie, PG-13 horror movie. Woo, put out by James Wan was one of the producers of it, and Jason Blum was one of them. It's basically a haunted swimming pool that kills you. Is it like that horrible swimming pool in House on Sorority Row? That is a deep pull. That pool is nastier than the pool of Night Swim. The pool of Night Swim looks like a regular pool, but it's actually built on top of a spring that is magic and can grant you your heart's deepest desires, but it exacts a terrible toll. It's really dumb.
Oh, that's
really dumb.
It sounds a lot like The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, almost. But yeah, that's it. Nothing good. Nothing good.
Why are there horror movies released in January anyway? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. This seems like one of those movies that they're just like, oh man, the strike, we got to bang something out. Let's do this. It turns out that it's based on a short film from like 2015 or 2016 that they sold to James Wan's production company, and that the guy who wrote the original short directed the full length. But
well, that's never a good policy.
No,
you need to hire a real director who's done real movies.
Yeah, don't get some kid like what's his name, Tim Ritter.
Moving on.
We are starting the new year with going back to our department on guessing RiffTrax, and it's Dave's turn.
Right.
So we are going to be playing some Dave That Riff.
That's right.
I have 5.
Now the last time we did Dave That Riff, I went 5 for 5. Let's see if we can do that again.
You might be able to. The first one was released in 2020.
Oh, so recently.
Recently. These should all be pretty easy for you, honestly.
Okay.
So this first one, here's the quote. This is all a quote from the show. This is not a riff. Want to write a letter to President Clinton? Would he answer us? I bet he would.
It's from 2020.
Yeah.
President Clinton.
Yeah. Want to write a letter to President Clinton? Well, would he answer us?
I feel like I should know this. Part of me wants to say Double Dragon.
Definitely not that one. So don't
So give
listen
me
to
one
that
clue.
part. The first part is that this is from something that's so 90s it hurts.
It's from 2020.
Yeah.
Crap.
I will tell you, it is not a Mike, Kevin, and Bill VOD.
Oh. Is it what was it called? Okay. It's that Connor and Sean short about the internet, right?
Yes. Kid's Guide to the Internet.
Like Kids Guide to the Internet. Yeah, okay. I
Go
couldn't remember the
surfing on the
exact wording
internet.
of the title.
Yeah.
We're getting
The-
banned from Twitch for racial slurs.
Yes. The second clue was that it was the first short from Connor and Sean.
Connor and Sean.
All right, so that's one. That's one for you.
All right.
All right, this next one. Let's see. Could he at least have given her a more spacious pan with an ensuite or something? It's from
I need a
2022.
year, bro.
2022.
Oh. Okay, what was it again?
Could he at least have given her a more spacious pan with an ensuite or something?
Oh. This is Shrunken Heads?
Nope, not Shrunken Heads.
Damn. Okay.
Your
give me
first
one
clue. There is a mutant in the closet.
2022.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cats. I don't think.
Nope.
Um.
I'll give you an extra half clue. This is
Okay.
not. This is not a Mike, Kevin, and Bill feature.
Okay. Is it Creature from the Haunted Sea?
Nope.
Damn.
You're
Okay,
gonna kick yourself.
sure.
You're gonna kick yourself.
I'm
when you get
gonna.
this.
Yeah.
The second clue is Jan in the Pan.
Oh damn. Yeah. Okay. This is the brain that wouldn't die.
Right, that wouldn't die. I really thought the whole more spacious pan thing would kind of give that one away, but
pan.
I guess not.
More. No, I was thinking more like cooking. Yeah.
All right, here's another one from 2022,
Okay.
and here's the quote. This is a riff. At least if you're murdered underwater, your underwear will always be clean.
I'm on it. Like, well, obviously it's not Bog. Give me one clue.
Your first clue. I kind of want to change the clue, but I don't. Roger Corman made this movie in 7 days.
Oh well, isn't this 2022?
Yep.
So this is the Creature from the Haunted Sea.
This is the Creature from the Haunted Sea, yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to say you guessed this for a previous answer, but yeah. The Creature from the Haunted Sea. Have you noticed the theme yet, Dave?
Yes, these are all RiffTrax presents.
These are all RiffTrax presents. All right. This next one from 2021. She's making acting harder than it needs to be. This is a riff.
Okay.
She's making acting harder than it needs to be.
All right, so it's a woman, so that means it's probably Bridget and Mary Jo.
This is one that we both thought very highly of.
That could be any number of them.
It
Give me
could
one
be,
clue.
but your first clue is that it starts in 1962 and ends in 1990.
Oh, this is that one with Mark Hamill and Eric Estrada, right?
Yep.
Earth Angel?
Earth Angel. That was actually my second clue, was that it's Eric Estrada, Cindy Williams, and Mark Hamill are in this.
Yeah.
And not Winona Ryder. even though the lady looks exactly like Winona Ryder. All right, so that's 3 for 4 so far. Let's see. Let's see if we can get your
It's
last
not
one
bad.
here. This one is from 2017,
Oh dear.
and this is yet another riff.
Okay.
Well, I'm okay, and this half of Terry seems fine.
Terry seems. Got it down to 2. Is it Hangar 18?
It is Hangar 18.
Oh my gosh! Ah.
Very well done. I figured you'd be able to get that one.
My other guess was Gravity.
I figured you'd be able to get that one pretty easily. The first clue is that it partially takes place at Wolf Air Force Base in Texas. And
Yeah.
this movie was
I would
also a
give it
KTMA era MST episode. Good job. Good job, Dave.
Thank you.
4 for 5. Well
Yeah,
done.
that's not bad.
No. I guess we're done with that, and that means we have to go talk about the movie now.
Okay, I mean, we could talk about James Wan like you always like to for some reason, but I can't imagine he's doing much right now.
Yeah,
He's probably
I haven't even-
he's probably up at Sundance right now, stalking people.
I haven't even taken the chance to look at what he was doing, so...
I was in Park City this morning. No, wait, not this morning. Yesterday. All the days blur together. Like, man, people in Park City. I don't know if you guys saw me complaining about this in the Discord, in the complain about work section.
People.
But yeah. Well, I didn't say that. I was gonna be like, no, hey, citizens of Park City, just walk wherever you want. It's fine. Everything's about you.
Citizen Yard said, oh God, Dave brought up James Wan. The movie must have been bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the movie is not that bad. It's just, it's a trip.
It's
and it
definitely
goes
a trip.
full Zindi at the end. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was,
That was unexpected.
I was surprised that it actually went all the way there, but yeah. So let's talk about the Little Mermaid, and of course, we're not talking about the one with the redhead singing,
No.
wearing seashell bras, or
Someday I'll be
the live action redhead wearing seashell bras. I'm talking about
seashell bras would have improved this movie quite a bit.
Yeah. I definitely
yeah.
felt a little uncomfortable at times.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, so like how, okay, we'll get to it, but yeah, so this is the, what was it? It's Danish, right?
Well, the Little Mermaid, Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah.
So it starts in Denmark.
Yeah.
Live action. With some live action
from,
stock footage from something.
It's some stock footage from like the Denmark what's it called? The Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like visit Denmark. We have this story called The Little Mermaid, and here's something we paid some Japanese people to do.
There's been a lot of Japanese animated versions of classic fairy tales like this. There was a series that was shown on, I think it was Nickelodeon during the day, that was like anime episodic versions of these fairy tales. I seem to remember there being a Briar Rose episode.
I was a
that's really all
Nickelodeon freak.
remember.
I don't remember this at all.
It might have been on something else, but it was like, it was way back. Like, I want to say it was around the time where they used to show like Belle and Sebastian and stuff like that. If you even know what
like,
Belle and Sebastian is, It's a French tale about a little girl and a dog who get lost, and they're trying to find their way home.
Weird Canadian thing like the polka dot door?
Not quite that weird.
Okay. I'm amazed you know what that is.
But, yeah, so this was made... I got to bring the wiki back up. Another thing that's interesting while I'm doing this, they just announced the Wikipedia for the actual anime. I think there.
It took me a second to find it because it's like you Google anything that says the Little Mermaid in it, like no matter what you put after it, the first 10 pages are going to be the Disney movie.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to track down.
Oh, there it is, right there. Hans Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid, 1975. It looks like.
Yeah.
But they just announced a remastered Blu-ray of this.
I saw that.
And they said that they did indeed time it with the release of the RiffTrax. But this was 1975 from Toei, an adaptation of the 1837 fairy tale, written, of course, by Hans Christian Andersen. This was written 14 years before the Disney version. It stays closer to the original story. It's got the original ending.
Yeah.
But the main character is a little blonde mermaid girl named Marina. And her best friend, Fritz, the dolphin.
Fritz, man, he is clearly in love with the mermaid girl. Just like I think he might be the best character in the whole movie.
Quite possibly. But I like this. Dave sent me a screenshot of this earlier on the Wikipedia.
Oh yeah,
page.
on the Wikipedia page.
Under the main first part of the article, it says at the very end, comedy podcast RiffTrax recorded and released the riff in 2024.
Comedy podcast. Okay, so I've been a RiffTrax fan for 15 years now, and I had no idea that it was a podcast this whole time.
I thought we were the only podcast about RiffTrax, but apparently we're a podcast about a podcast. So how's that for a
podcast? I'm pretty sure those exist.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah, this movie opens up in live action Denmark, where they're talking about Hans Christian Andersen and then we just kind of fade into 2D animation. And we're let's see, it's Marina, it's her dad, her grandma, her like half a dozen sisters.
Yeah.
We've got the dolphin, and then there's this really weird little pair of fish that kind of follow them around.
Yeah, but like they're not like around like a lot. Like they have no impact on it. Oh, no. Excuse me.
If you watched the preview for this, you've seen the two fish. They have some of the worst voiceover lines. I mean, even from the time, like these were bad in comparison to probably anything else. And of course, you know, the main story of the Little Mermaid, the girl, she finds a shipwreck and she finds a statue of the prince in it.
A statue? Can we talk about that statue? Because I honestly thought it was a girl in a dress at first, and not Prince. Like, what's the name of the prince? Not Prince Eric. Eric.
Prince Eric was Prince Eric from Prince Fjord
from the Disney version. Prince Fjord.
Prince Fjord.
Prince Nikolai What's the name of that guy from Game of Thrones? Jaime Lannister. He's Danish, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch that show,
How do you
dude.
not know about Game of Thrones things right in the middle when we're talking about the Danish version of the Little Mermaid?
I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
You didn't?
No, and I dodged a bullet
Nikolai
from the
Coster-Waldau.
last season.
Just watch through till season 6, and then just dip out. Just dip
pretend
out.
it's over.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I've done with Star Wars. Is that I'm just like, okay, well, I've never I just pretend that episode 9 doesn't exist.
Hey, there you go. But Marina and her friend Fritz the dolphin are swimming around, and they get caught in a storm that's conjured up by the sea witch. Who has?
Was it by the sea witch?
Yeah, the sea witch has an actually pretty interesting design because she kind of looks like a manta
Yeah, I
ray.
was gonna. Well, let me tell you what I thought when I saw the sea witch's design. Is that I'd be like, is this Evil Lynn from Masters of the Universe? That I couldn't get that out of my head.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
She gets back home, and her sisters are giving her a hard time because she's back late. And they're like, "Oh, your grandma's not going to give you your pearl hairpin to signify adulthood, unless you can prove that you're responsible." And then the
Speaking of adulthood, Jeremy.
What?
Speaking of adulthood, are you really not going to bring up the fact that all these mermaids are totally topless?
I'm really not.
Were we just going to skip that?
No, because that leads to some really good jokes. Actually,
okay.
Where she's talking to her dad, and he's giving her a hard time that she's too young and irresponsible, and she swims off, and he's like, "And would it kill you to put on a shirt?"
Yeah. So these mermaids are they all have very long hair, and instead of seashell bras, I'm not trying to shame or be old-fashioned or anything, but okay, ladies, cover your tits up, okay? Just do it. It's polite.
And here's the other thing.
And they all have. Oh,
usually
what's up?
in Japanese animation, when they're making characters that are topless like this, they don't have nipples, because that way it doesn't count as actual nudity.
They just there's just these orbs.
Yeah, that's what I thought this was gonna be. Dave went into slow motion again. We just gotta wait for his internet to catch up. He should be back momentarily. It usually only takes him a second to unfreeze once he gets like this. But that's what I thought this was going to be. I thought this was going to be that kind of nudity. And nope. Unfortunately and uncomfortably, Donna from the Paradise Hotel. It was kind of like that. How, because she didn't have nipples.
How she had no
covered.
nipples, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's Dave. He's back.
I was here the whole time. I could see you the whole time. And I heard you talking about how I went into slow motion.
Yeah, your internet went into slow motion. I don't know. Anyway, it's like that usually, but no, they were definitely present, unfortunately.
But the hair was really long, and it just went down, and it always covered their breasts and everything. It's why this is a big problem. Why even have that when there's an easy fix right there. Just
I mean, Grandma was covered up. She had some modesty. The sea witch wasn't. She and neither was of course the famous statue that they showed at the very end, the actual statue that they have over there of the Little Mermaid. But the sisters go up to the surface, and she wants to go up to the surface, of course. But she sneaks up. Is that where she uses the whale? I think that's when she uses the whale. Her and Fritz ride in a whale, in a whale's mouth up to the surface. And Fritz basically, like, blackmails him. He was like, Uncle, which I didn't know that could be a thing, but he's like, when you were younger, I know that you took one of the pearls off of the king's palace, and then you gave it to my aunt as a present. So take us up to the surface, or I'll rat you out, old man.
I'm sure the king has long forgotten about that.
Yeah. Especially, like, this whale, like, he had a beard. This whale had a beard. Like, a big white beard around his mouth.
Not like either of ours. It's just like...
No. So they ride up in the whale's mouth up to the surface, and the whale's like, I gotta go, because the whalers will kill me if I stay around here. And so he just kind of leaves them there. And there's another storm kicks up from the Sea Witch. This is, of course, the boat that Prince Fjord is on. And
it kills many, many, many people.
Yeah, and but it's not just like a regular sailing vessel, like with just sailors on it. This is like a party cruise. Like, there's like people with the ladies with the big fancy pointy princess hats, and they're all dressed nicely and having a good time, and then they all die.
Yeah.
Marina is like, I gotta save him. I can't just leave him. And she...
Oh, what was it, that riff that says to be like, look like a statue to get saved?
Yeah. That's all you have to do is
like
look
the
exactly
only reason
like
that she saved him.
Yeah.
She
looks
like
just
the
like the statue, yeah. So she, sits up on the beach with him, and she's like, I'll stay here until you awaken. And then he kind of comes to and looks at her for a second. And then he passes back out, and this other group of women are just like, oh, what's that? And they run down and they find this guy passed out on the beach.
And they're like, oh no, it's a log.
Yeah.
It's a water log. Yeah.
So she goes back to the kingdom, and Grandma's like, oh, you saved somebody. You're an adult now. And here's your pearl hairpiece.
Oh, and the dad? The dad is just like, and they mentioned this a couple of times in the riff, but I noticed it before, like, the riff brought it up. And that's not to say how awesome I am, but it's just like, oh, I'm glad, like, the riff noticed this as well. But it's just like the dad has one emotion, like the king, whoever, King Neptune or whatever, like some sea king name. And it'd be like, yes, my daughter, you're a full-blown adult now, and just like it's just like all like this. It's like he was on not really Xanax, but like, he's like Sam Elliott a little bit, but like with all of Sam Elliott's personality just like zapped out of him. Yeah. That's what this guy was like. He was
yes.
the king.
Yeah, he was very just non-emotional about anything.
Yeah, and like I will say, another thing that struck me about this version of TLM is that there isn't a lot of horrible human hate in this, like there is in the Disney version. King Triton's like it'd be like, one less human to worry about. Ariel, yes. You know that. Everyone knows that. It wasn't like he wasn't this horrible human hater. He was just like he I don't think he I don't think he had any emotions like at all. He's like what I aspire to be. Zero emotion. Like I mean, I wish I could get to like that point of that guy where I could just be like, yes, oh well, Oh my goodness! Like Jeremy, give me a piece of some kind of emotional news. Like it could be like something good, something bad, just something that would evoke some kind of emotion in me, and I will see if I can. I will see if I can match this guy's energy.
Okay,
In that.
I got something. I got something.
Oh,
You ready?
okay. Yes.
Dave, we would like to extend to you the job offer of head writer here at RiffTrax.
Oh well, that's just like my dream job, and yes, of course I will take it. Thank you very much, very much. I have to go eat some bread to celebrate.
Yes, and see.
Yes,
Good job,
that's
Dave.
exactly.
That's basically what the guy was like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're going to have a party now, to celebrate you becoming a woman, and oh no, an adult. I'm not saying adult because that.
Yeah, adult. Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, that
no.
was creepy.
Yeah.
So during the party, Marina decides, you know what? I'm gonna go see the Sea Witch and see if she can help me go up to the surface world.
Yeah, because that's a thing. I'm gonna go. Oh my gosh!
And she goes and
And she fights something. They don't they have a fight with something, some big
it's like a
thing?
giant tentacle squid monster or something.
Yeah,
Some giant
tentacle hentai.
Because they make a joke about tentacles in anime.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They do make a joke about tentacle hentai. Yeah.
Yeah. But she goes and she's like, "All right, you can do this, but there's some stipulations." Like she's really upfront with everything.
And she lays it all out.
Yeah. She's like, "Okay, first of all, you have to get him to fall in love with you before the morning after his wedding. Like if he gets married to anybody else by the time the sun rises the next day, you're dead. Like you're gonna turn to sea foam. You're dead." And she's like, "And also, you won't have your voice."
And you can and you can never be a mermaid again, which is not true.
Yeah, you'll never be able to come back. You'll always be stuck up on land. And she's like, "All right."
No, okay, look, anybody, like I don't know how much of this you can put on the Sea Witch. It's not like the Disney version where
I just
Ursula
remembered one of my favorite jokes.
Yeah,
When
where
he said the
Ursula
Sea Witch.
Oh, she's a real C word.
She's a real C word, yeah.
She's a real C word. That was pretty good. But okay, so she's not like Ursula where she's an active malevolent force.
No.
And antagonist to Ariel. Okay. The Sea Witch and what was the mermaid's name? Marina? Something like that.
Yep.
Okay, so Marina goes to the Sea Witch and says, "Hey, I want this." And the Sea Witch says, "These are all the bad things that can happen. You don't have to do this. Like, I certainly don't have an interest in seeing you do this. I don't care." Yeah. But, like, you know, and like you won't be able to. But and then later in the movie, spoilers. The sisters go to the Sea Witch because they somehow know that Marina has gone and that she's in trouble. Yeah. So they go to the Sea Witch and be like, "Oh, well, she can, but we'll get to it." But the Sea Witch, the point is the Sea Witch helps her. So the Sea Witch is not the villain. Like, I don't really even know if there is a villain.
Technically, there is.
Who could it possibly be? Oh no, wait, I know who it is. Yep, I just remembered.
The weirdest. Like, the weirdest part.
It's so strange. Like, he's there and then he's gone.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Jeremy, continue. Like, okay, so
she goes up and she is just naked on the beach as she says her goodbye to Fritz.
Oh, Fritz like begs her to stay.
Yeah, he's like, "Please don't come."
Like, "I love you. Oh my gosh, just be with me. I'm a dolphin. Don't friend zone me anymore."
And she's like, "Nah, I gotta go get this human up here." And So she takes the potion that she gets from the sea witch, and she's on the beach laying there completely naked when Prince Fjord just happens to look out the window.
Fjord.
And he sees her laying on the beach, and he runs to her to help her up. And he's like, oh, we gotta get you back to the castle, and I'm not even gonna say anything that you're a 14-year-old and you're completely naked laying here on the beach.
I wouldn't bring that up.
Nope. And he gets her back to the castle and gets her dressed and talks to her for like a minute, and then all of a sudden the narrator comes back and he's like, 1 month has passed.
Well, yeah, that was great. 1 month has passed. It's like, thanks. Do we ever hear from that guy again until like the very end?
Not until the ending. I think is when we next hear from the narrator. So she's hanging out with the prince all the time, and
Jeremy, what does okay, she can't talk, so he has to like give her a name, and he can't even do that. He can't even give her like a normal name.
It shows her playing the harp, and he's like, the music is so beautiful. I can hear the ocean in your music. You're a mermaid. I'm gonna call you Princess Mermaid. And that's what he calls her for the whole. That's what everybody calls her for the rest of the movie.
They call her Princess.
Well, the humans
Mermaid.
call her Princess Mermaid. Yeah.
And it's like she couldn't like get down. I mean, like presumably she knows language, so like get a piece of paper and be like, "My name is."
He asked her to write her name, but she couldn't write. She just
must have missed that part.
Yeah, she's a mermaid. She probably doesn't know how to write. But they end up going on a horseback ride together, and they get attacked by wolves. But they get attacked by wolves because of Jemmy the cat.
Okay, so this cat is not a cat; it's a raccoon.
This
I'm
cat
just putting that out there.
Is supposed to be, I think, a Siamese cat, right? That's kind of what it looks like. Thankfully, they did better than Disney did with the voiceover for this cat, and did not give the Siamese cat an Asian accent. Thank God. But
what movie is that from? Is that from the Aristocats?
That's Lady and the Tramp.
Okay.
With We Are Siamese.
I don't
cats.
even know if I can say it.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, the cat, Jemmy the cat, is the antagonist of the story.
Yeah. Does one thing. Okay, so I would be remiss if we didn't say what probably was the best riff of the entire movie in this. He's what was it? He's wolfing harder than Finn.
Even
Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard doesn't wolf this hard.
Yeah, even Finn Wolfhard doesn't
really
wolf
like
this hard.
There's another really good joke there too, where they're like,
I want to know who wrote that because that was amazing.
Somebody called them a pack of wolves once instead of wolves, and they're still angry about it.
I'm not sure what that means.
They're just wolves instead of wolves, because they're supposed to be wolves, WLVES, but they just call them like wolf with an S at the end. But even Finn Wolfhard doesn't wolf this hard.
The Toronto Maple Leafs, but oh well, life goes on.
And then, the prince kills all the wolves, and then this guy shows up, and he's like, Prince Fjord, your parents, the king and queen, want you to their castle immediately. They're going to talk about your arranged marriage.
And he's like, I want to marry her. And he's to be like, screw you. You don't have a choice. Come with me right now.
And so he goes to talk to Marina.
Fine. I'll do it.
He's like, look, Marina.
And then he says like the most romantic thing any man has ever said to a woman.
Princess Mermaid, I want to get.
Princess
I wanted
Mermaid.
to find the raven-haired girl who saved my life and marry her, but she's nowhere to be found. So I want to marry you instead. And she's like super happy about it, all excited.
Which, like, Jeremy, let me ask you something. If you said that to your beloved wife, when say, be like, hey, I'm not gonna mention your wife's name, but hey, girlfriend, I knew this girl once, and I'm like madly in love with her, just like just like balls crazy in love with this other chick. But dang it, I haven't seen her in a long time, and I don't know how to find her because Facebook doesn't exist yet. But if Facebook existed, then dang it, I would marry her. But I can't. So I don't know. Maybe I would want to marry you. What do you think about that?
I would have got kicked squarely in the balls in front of everybody at the dining commons when I proposed to her.
You're like every woman wants to hear that there's some dude's second choice.
You're my consolation prize. Yeah, that would have been not great. But I'm also not that stupid, thankfully. So anyway, Prince Fjord, they go to the king and queen in their castle, and not just the one that Prince Fjord is staying at. And they're like, all right, you're going to meet your bride-to-be. And lo and behold, it's the
raven-haired girl that he loves.
Who is the princess of Finland, apparently, in this.
Yeah, it doesn't, yeah.
But he sees her, and he's like, oh, you're the girl. You're the one who saved me. And
then he runs back to... Yeah,
Princess Mermaid. He's like,
be like, guess what? Aren't you happy for me?
I found her.
No.
And then he's like, we're going to go announce our marriage immediately.
Okay. I want to talk about this because this is something that bugs the crap out of me. It's like, okay, let's say okay, I'll put it on me. Let's say that I'm in love with somebody. But I can't be with that person for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And this person goes and finds love with someone else. And I'm like, oh, I'm really sad that I can't be with this person now because in addition to whatever reason I can't be with her for, now she's in love with somebody else and getting banged by this dude every night. And then like, I'm having a real hard time with dealing with this. And then people will say, well, why do you feel bad? Like, you should be happy that she's happy. No, you know why? I'll tell you why. Because her happiness in that is directly responsible for me being miserable. So why would I be happy about that? That doesn't, like, why would you be happy about someone else having sex with the person you love?
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
No.
Just screw how you feel, right? You should be happy. You should be happy that someone's deep dicking your girl. Whatever.
So he runs to tell Princess Mermaid that he's marrying this girl that he had been searching for, and he's like, I'm going to announce my wedding to the entire kingdom immediately. And they go, and there's like a big parade and fireworks, which is great because when all the fireworks start going off, Bill starts going, USA, USA, even though we're in Denmark, USA,
yeah,
and a fantasy kingdom, yeah. That was a pretty good one. And then we get our final part. They're on a ship, and Princess Mermaid is on the ship with the newlyweds, And she, of course, is going to die by the next morning because he has gotten married. And
Yes.
then the sisters and Fritz show
Yes,
up.
the sisters somehow. Yeah. So I guess it makes sense because Fritz knew what she was doing, and Fritz looks like a stalker incel kind of guy, so he was definitely watching this whole thing go down somehow.
Oh, absolutely.
And then he's be like, and he probably like I'm just assuming things that we didn't see. And he goes back to like the sea witch and it's like, hey, my girl up there, she's in trouble. And the sea witch is like, well, okay, if her sisters give me their hair, then there's something I can do for them. So he presumably goes back to the sisters and be like, hey, boobs, I mean mermaids. Marina's in trouble on the surface. If you guys give up your hair to the sea witch, that'll make a dagger and if she kills him and his blood runs down onto her feet, then she can become a mermaid again and F off.
Yeah.
So they do that. And they go up and they're like, here's this dagger.
And it's not like they have to cut off their hair like mine. It's like shoulder length, It's not
not even
short.
that much of a sacrifice. It's kind of like how I cut my hair a few weeks ago.
Yeah. And so here's this knife. Kill him. Go stab him in the heart. And then you can come back to us.
Yeah.
And so they give her this knife. And she goes into the bedroom where he's sleeping. And she walks up to him, and she's getting ready to do it. And then he rolls over onto his side, and she's like, oh.
And he's so dreamy.
He's so cute. I can't do it. And then she's like, no, it's my
I'll
only
just
chance.
die.
She raises the knife up, and she just says no. And she drops the knife. She walks out, or runs out. And the prince wakes up. And
Now, okay, before you continue, I just want to say I have an alternative solution.
Okay.
Kill the other girl. It's her or you, because he's already said like, hey, if I can't find this other girl, then I definitely want to marry you. If you kill, you're the second choice. He said that, this. Kill, the competition for mates. It's nature. Kill the wife. I mean, are they married already? I think they have to be, right?
Yeah.
So kill his wife. He'll need a new wife. He'll marry you, and everything will be fine. It's her or you, Marina.
Yeah. So she's standing on the back of the ship, and the prince is just like standing there. She left her pearl hairpin on the side of the boat there, and he picks it up and looks up at her. And at this point, he's just standing there. He doesn't say anything. He just stands there.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all.
And she swan dives off the back of the ship. And then it shows her under the water, and she dissolves. As Kevin
he
put
doesn't.
it, like
He doesn't do a
Alka-Seltzer, plop,
thing.
plop, fizz, fizz.
He didn't do a thing to save her.
Nope.
Not like, no, don't jump to your death, Princess Mermaid. What was it? There was a riff that like, you've been demoted to concubine. Yeah. Just go be his number 2. It's fine.
And then the narrator comes back as she turns into bubbles and starts floating out of the water. And he's like, her soul went to heaven.
It did?
The guys are just like, yeah, but she only went to fish heaven, where it's all the plankton you can eat, but that's about it.
It's okay. Yeah, but it's like, I couldn't believe they killed the mermaid. I thought that was like, it might not be on the same level as like she wasn't eaten by a cougar, but she did essentially commit suicide.
Basically.
And I was just like, it was really disturbing, and it just was kind of like, oh, this is really gross. And I thought for sure that they were somehow going to save this mermaid, and they didn't. They'll just be like, she didn't do anything to anybody. Like, the cat got her locked up. We didn't even cover that. She was arrested for treason. Cat. Yeah, she. But yeah. So no, she's dead.
Yep. And then
movie over.
And then it goes back to live action.
Yeah, the live action. Yeah.
And that's when they're just like, come visit Denmark, I guess.
Yeah, it's like come see this topless statue of a teenager. It's also a fish.
That's where they ended it. They showed the statue that's there, and the narrator talks about how her soul came back into the statue and it watches over the ocean or something.
No,
like that.
No. Okay, Jeremy. When I die this year somehow, like I don't know. I haven't told anybody I have like a terminal disease. I'm not going to say which because I'm lying. So I'm just going to go by the end by 2025. I'm going to be dead. I'll just be a dead person. Okay. Whatever you do, don't build a statue to me. Don't take all the Patreon money from the True Blue Riff cast and erect a monument to Dave Chadwick, the #1 RiffTrax fan, because then my soul will be compelled to come back down from heaven and occupy this stationary statue, where I just have to watch all these weirdos that come up and look at me and tell me things. Like even worse things than they tell their Uber drivers.
I'm going to start a GoFundMe, and I'm going to build a statue of you.
No,
topless.
because I want to be in heaven. Don't condemn my soul to possess a statue of myself for however long that statue is erect.
Oliver says that's
because it sounds terrible. Yeah.
Oh, I would make sure the statue's wrapped. Sorry.
Oh God.
Sorry, I couldn't leave that. It was a little hanging fruit. Yes. But yeah, that's it.
That's the Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
We're talking about a statue of me with the boner. That's where this went.
Little Mermaid. Yes.
The Little Mermaid.
I'm surprised that they didn't do the other part from the story, because the other thing was that she would have her feet, but it would be super painful, and every step she took would be like walking on daggers. Which I don't understand why that had to be a thing originally, Hans.
Well, because Hans Christian Andersen and the Brothers Grimm, they're all psychopaths. Have you read the original text of Rapunzel?
Oh yeah,
it's a horror story.
They all are
crazy. Like Cinderella has like pieces of her feet getting chopped off. It's crazy. I don't like it.
Who did he... We were just talking about him for something, and about how he wrote one of his stories about somebody that he was in love with.
Oh, wait, we were talking about this?
Yeah. One of the stories that he wrote was supposed to be about this girl that he loved but couldn't be with. I don't know. I'll have to find it later.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't Rapunzel because, unless he went blind and her parents were colossal assholes, that it wasn't that.
It says
we'll have to find it out. Yeah.
The 1800s. Good times.
Yep.
No, Oliver, I have not watched the Hansel and Gretel short yet. I do have it. I have to watch it. That was the one that was made by Pirates World, I think.
Ew, no.
I think that was another Pirates World thing. Hansel and Gretel short. I've not had the time to watch it. I still haven't watched the Little Matchstick Girl short that they did either. A lot
That's
of
crazy. I'm going to have to
like,
find this stuff.
fairy tale stuff in the last month. It's kind of weird. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right, so this one's going to be kind of hard to rank.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be pretty high
because like cinematography, like a lot of this
we
stuff
don't have-
doesn't like
and it doesn't apply. Yeah.
wouldn't apply because it's animated. So I don't think we're going to be able to do this. I do want to mention the music though, because the songs were they kept making references that it was Enya. And they're like, oh, great. At the end when she dies and there's like this chorus of like voices singing, they're like, oh, great, Enya's back. And she brought some friends with her. And we better call an exterminator because they said it's so hard to get rid of Enya once she's in your walls.
Yeah.
But the music was, I was just looking at it. There's the English title for the songs, or the English version of the songs. Because there's, let's see, the opening theme was called Yearning. We didn't really get too much of the opening theme. The inserted song was called The One I've Waited For. But the English version was When a Mermaid Comes of Age. What's the title of the song?
That is terrible. Can we not?
So there's Duke the Whale. The whale was Duke.
Duke the Whale.
Duke the Whale. And then King of the Mermen.
Was his first name David?
No. But Duke the Whale and the King were both voiced by the same person.
Oh, but same person. Like, feel like they gave one direction to Sam Elliott and like have no emotions or personality.
Yeah. But yeah. That's all I have to say about that. Just that I wanted to mention the names of the song because they were even more uncomfortable.
Yes, they were quite uncomfortable.
Some of the animation.
So let's rank it. And we'll just do NA if it doesn't apply.
All right. So the plot.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'll give that a 3.
Here's the thing, guys. This was a mostly competent. Like, it wasn't like the Christmas Martian or Cats or anything like that. It actually...
Yeah, it's actually fairly competent. I'll give it a 3. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
So the acting, we'd have to go by the voice acting.
Oh, so then it's a 2.
Yeah, it kind of falls into just old releases of anime in English were never dubbed well.
It seems like it should be in the public domain, but it's not.
The dialogue?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I don't know how you can, because it was translated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, what can you do about it? 2.
Cinematography is NA.
NA. I think effects are going to be NA.
I think the editing has to be NA too because
I
mean, it's all animated.
Yeah, because everything was just like planned. Yeah, storyboarded.
The sound and music.
3. It was I didn't hate it.
Again, it was decent, and on our sliding scale of RiffTrax, it was not the worst.
No, it definitely wasn't the worst.
Directing? Can we really do directing?
Yeah, NA. Yeah, it just seems like everyone just brought in to do a job. It wouldn't surprise me if there was like no specific director for the English language version.
Yeah, and the character and personality of the movie. I think with the
5.
Yeah.
This is a 5. This was amazing.
This was a
I loved this.
This was a very.
This was like
riff.
I don't know. I thought maybe I would put this in like S tier RiffTrax, but I don't know if I don't know if it goes quite that high. But it's definitely A tier.
It's starting out the year strong.
It's very, very strong. It's quite a strong entry.
There were some amazing riffs in this too. Like,
oh yeah,
there were some deep cuts of stuff. One of my favorite riffs, and I messaged this to Dave yesterday. When she's going to save the prince, the first from the shipwreck. She's like, I'm coming, and Bill goes,
oh no,
oh my God, she's enjoying this. Kevin's like, I don't think that's what she meant.
That's disgusting. That is nasty. I don't want to hear about mermaids doing that.
That was one of my favorite jokes. And then, of course, the one we mentioned, even Finn Wolfhard doesn't wolf this hard.
Like, I think that's
probably the riff of this whole thing.
That is S tier riffing.
I'm gonna try and find out who. Maybe I'll send Sean.
Yeah, talk to Connor or somebody. Yeah, they'd be like, who wrote that? Because we talked about it. We talked about that riff specifically extensively on the podcast, and we have to know. We have to know who wrote it so we can give them a freaking medal. Yeah,
that was exemplary writing there.
Yeah, loved it.
And then of course did the RiffTrax major watchable.
Oh
movie.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Number one, I don't know if this movie really needed saving, but
yeah,
it definitely enhanced it like RiffTrax is supposed to.
Absolutely. So I guess here's the other question then. Would you watch this unriffed?
I don't know. Like, I don't hate it, but like, I don't like. I think I'm like usually the answer is a flat out no, but now that's not just a flat out no. I would have to think about like, okay, well, under what circumstances? Like, I think I would like to think that maybe that I would watch it under. It's like specific, like curiosity, like, okay, what is this? Like, but I don't know if I would make it to the end. I think I might get a lot further than most.
I've turned on some of the weird like knockoff animated versions of these classic stories.
Yeah.
And I actually that was my first guess when we're doing something Disney adjacent. I'm like, ooh, it's got to be one of these weird like animated by this other like studio and just this totally bonkers version of this story. Like
some public domain thing, yeah.
Yeah. And I've watched a few of those before. Again, same as you, like out of curiosity. Like I'd turn them on with like one of my kids and we'd just sit there and laugh at how awful they are. I probably would have turned this on under the same circumstances. I mean, I would have seen that it's only like a couple minutes over an hour long. And I would have been like, yeah, I can watch this. I can waste some time on this. I don't know if I would have finished it. But I would have turned it on at least.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not a straight out rejection. So
no.
Yeah.
This is one
I give it an A. Yep,
this is great. One that I feel like is going to be talked about for a while.
This is a definite buy. Yeah, I think this is at least by us.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But
I have nothing else to say.
I think that's it for that. I don't have anything else either.
All right, let's wrap it up. I got to go to bed.
Yeah, you're sitting there yawning like crazy,
man,
Mister. I get up
at
6 a.m. to drive people, or 4 a.m.
Oh no, try 3.
3?
Yeah, that's my life.
God, yeah, go to bed, dude. You're old now. You can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I really can't.
Trust me, I'm there. I'm right there with you. But yeah, that's thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoy the podcast, if you're watching on Twitch with us, make sure you follow us here on Twitch so you know whenever we go live. I do actually use this for personal streaming sometimes, not very often.
Good night, Citizen Yarn.
With my kids back in school, and if I get a day off during the week, then I'll be on here. But that's few and far between. But if you want to support us otherwise, you can subscribe on here. You can donate bits or cheer bits or whatever the verbiage is. I don't even know anymore. You can go over to patreon.com/trueblueriffcast, and you can drop $2 a month our way if you felt like it, or if you want to, or if you can. Otherwise, like we always say, it doesn't really matter. We just we like doing this, and really we just like knowing that people actually listen to us ramble. It's kind of fun to know that, even though it doesn't really matter because we'd still do it anyway.
Yep.
But you can follow the podcast on Twitter at TBRiffcast, and I'm pretty much everywhere on social media at PBandAwesome. And you can send us an email if you want to, trueblueriffcast@gmail.com.
And check me out on Amazon and Audible. You guys know it all. Anybody who's listening to this, you guys know where I'm at. Cool. So that's it.
All right. We'll see you guys next time right here on the True Blue Riffcast.
Rock till you die.
Rock till you die.